Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Nancy, and in today's class we're going to be learning how to make this eye-low top with a patch pocket. So if this is something you're interested in learning, keep on watching and let's get started. So I made use of 100% cotton African print, and the amount of fabric I used in achieving this top is 1 yard and 10 inches. If you're a plus size person, you definitely want your top to be longer than mine, so you are going to be using about 1 yard and 15 inches. So now I'm going to fold my fabric into two borders to borders, and then I'll further go ahead to fold this fabric into two again, just like you see me doing. So I practically folded this fabric into four. So this upper part is where the shoulder measurements would be placed, and on this side here we're going to be placing the sleeve measurements, and for the bottom we'll be placing the length of the top, that's the hem of the top. So now I'm going to give the fabric a quick press, and like I said earlier, the upper part is where the shoulder measurements would be placed. And this folded part of the fabric would be the center front. So the first thing I'm going to do is to go in to mark the neck width, which is 2.5 inches. For a plus size person, you should mark 3 inches. And for the top of the fabric, I'm going to mark the neck depth, which is 1 inch. For a plus size person, you should mark 1.5 inches. Now I'm going to connect these 2 points together to form a curved neckline. So take note that this neckline is for the back piece, although this fabric is folded into two. I'll show you guys how to cut the neckline for the front piece later. So from the center front, I went in to mark half of my shoulder measurements. Half of my shoulder measurement is 7 inches. Now from this point, I'll go ahead to mark my sleeve measurements. I want my sleeve to be 14 inches. So I added extra 1 inch folding allowance, which made it 15 inches altogether. So I marked it here. Now from these 15 inches, I'll be marking how wide I want the sleeve opening to be. So I'll be using my bust point measurement as a guide. My bust point is 9.5 inches, so I would add extra 1.5 to that, and that would be 11 inches in total. So I'll go ahead to use my straight ruler to connect these 2 points together, and this would be the sleeve opening. Now I'm going to extend this point inward with a straight line. So this line is going to be labeled as the bust line. So since this is a high-low top, the back piece would be longer than the front piece. I want the length of the back piece to be 19 inches. So I added extra 1 inch folding allowance to make it 20 inches altogether. And I went ahead to roll a straight line across the points I marked. Now on the bust line, I'll be placing my bust measurement divided by 4. So for his, you're going to be adding extra allowance to your bust measurement, and this is dependent on how wide you want your top to be. You can use 3 inches, 4 inches, depending on how wide you want it to be. So I marked 4 inches. Now I'm going to extend this line downwards to meet the hem. So from where these two lines meet, I'm going to make a little curve around this area because this is the underarm. So you can easily or conveniently sew the underarm area without folding. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out the neckline. So this is just the neckline for the back piece. I'll be showing you guys how to trim out the neckline for the front piece later. So before spreading out your fabric, make sure you notch the shoulder line at the top here. So guys, pay attention to how I would be spreading out this fabric and refolding it back. So the purpose of doing this is to mark the neckline for the front piece and to also open up the center front. So this is the shoulder line I notched initially. Once the shoulder aligns, you should proceed to the next step. So since the center front has a kimono neckline design, what we are going to do is to work with the neck width we used initially. So the neck width I used was 2.5 inches. From the center front here, I'll go in to mark 2.5 inches. And on the M from the center front, I would also mark 2.5 inches to connect both points together. And then I'll go ahead to cut this out. So once that has been cut out, this is how it should look at the center front. So we are going to be replacing this opening here with a band. But before doing that, the first stitching we are going to make is to fold the hem of the sleeve. So I'm going to fold the sleeve by 1 inch, and I'll use my measuring tape to confirm this. And then if it's not 1 inch, you adjust. Then you further fold it in by 1 inch again. So I practically folded it into two, and then I use my pressing iron to secure the fold. I would head over to the sewing machine to stitch the edges. Now repeat the same stitching process for the second part of the sleeve as well. After stitching the hem of the sleeve, this is how it should be. Now I'll go ahead to fold the top the initial way I folded it, and this is because I want to trim out the length of the front piece. Remember that the back piece is longer than the front piece. So I'm just going to place it properly. You can see the way I folded it. Now I would trim out how short I want the front piece to be. So that's dependent on you. For me, I want my front piece to be about 2.5 inches different from the back piece. So I placed my tape from the hem of the front piece to mark 2.5 inches. So now I'm going to draw a straight line across this point I marked, and then I'll go ahead to cut it out. Now I'm going to notch the center back neckline. So this is me trying to arrange the top so that you can see that the front piece is actually shorter than the back piece now. And the next step we're going to take is to take the measurements from one end this way to the center back all the way to this other end of the front piece. So altogether, what we have here is 43 inches. So guys, I've gone ahead to cut out the band, and I used the actual length of the Ankara fabric, which is 45 inches, even though what I needed was just 43. So it's better for it to be excess, to have an excess, than for it to be shorter. Now for the width, I used about 3 inches, exactly 3 inches for the width. So what I'm going to do next is to fold the band into two, right side to right side facing each other. You would also notice that I have ironed this properly, so I could easily identify the center of this band. Now from the top of the fold here, I marked 12 inches where the head would be passing through. So you need to make sure that it's wide enough for your head to pass through. So for a plus size person, you can use 13.5 or 14 inches. Now what you're going to do is from these 12 inches, you're going to be making a straight stitch all the way down to the end of the fabric. After stitching, I notch the center back neckline at the top here on both sides. So when you open the band properly, you would notice that there is an opening at the upper part which the head will be passing through, right? So make sure you give it a quick press before attaching this band to the top. Now remember that I notched the center back neckline on the band. I placed this directly on the center back neckline of the top and then pinned it properly. So I'm just going to pin to one side, and then I'll have to turn the fabric to the other side to pin the other end of the band to the center front. After pinning, I took the top to the sewing machine to stitch the band and the center front by half of an inch all through. So after stitching, this is how it should be, and you'd notice that the end of the band is longer than the top. Now I'm just going to go ahead to blend this by trimming out the excess band. So I've blended the band with the hem of the top. Now I'm going to place the front part of the top directly on the back piece of the top, making sure that the sides are aligned, and then I would use my pins to secure this properly. Now, before stitching the sides together, you need to make a slit from the bottom of the front piece. So I'm going to be marking 2 inches from the bottom of the front piece, and then I would stitch the sides by 1 inch, stopping at that point I marked. I would mark 2 inches here as well, and then from the side I will stitch by 1 inch, stopping at this point. After stitching, I would notch the seam allowances on the sides. So now let's fold the slit opening. I'm just going to spread this out, and then I'll fold the sides by half of an inch and further fold by half of an inch. I'll head over to the sewing machine to stitch to this point. Raise the machine footer up, and then you continue stitching to secure the other slits for the back piece, and you should also repeat the same stitching process on this other side as well. After securing the slits, this is how it should be. The next step is to stitch the hem of the slit by folding it half of an inch and further folding it by half of an inch. And then for the back piece as well, I would also stitch the hem of the slit. So guys, once you are done with this, the next step is to work on the patch pocket. So guys, I've gone ahead to cut out the fabric I'll be using for the pocket. So the length of this fabric is 22 inches, while the width is 8 inches. So take note that this is the wrong side of the fabric. Now at the top of this fabric, I'm going to fold it in by half of an inch and further fold by half of an inch. Then I would use my pressing iron to secure the fold. I would head over to the sewing machine to stitch. And then on the bottom as well, I'll fold in by half of an inch, further fold by half of an inch to stitch. Now I would fold the pocket into two, but not equally, because I'll be marking 1 inch away from the top of this end and placing the other end directly on this 1 inch I marked. Once you've done this, the top part of the pocket that is longer will be used in covering the upper part of the other end, and then you would head over to your sewing machine. Okay, make sure you pin this to stitch the sides by just 1 inch on both sides. After stitching, cut out the seam allowances at the four corners of the pockets. Then turn the pocket to the right side of the fabric. So go ahead to give your pocket a quick press. And at the top of the pocket here, you'll notice that there's an opening. So this is where you are allowed to place lightweight items. Now to place the pocket on the front piece, I marked 2.5 inches from this joining. Please take note, I didn't mark the measurement from the center joining. I marked it from the second joining. So what we are going to do now is to mark 4 inches from this nail point I marked to stop at the hem, because this is where I want my pocket to be placed. Now I'll pin the pocket to the front piece this way. I'll head over to my sewing machine to stitch only the edges, very close to the edges, and stitch the side as well. After stitching, this is how it should be. After stitching the pocket, you'll notice that if you place your hand at the upper parts, it will come out at the bottom here. So to avoid this from happening, all you have to do is from the main pocket here, open the upper part, the main pocket, open the upper part, and then you pin the lower part of the pocket to the top. Now you are going to head over to your sewing machine to stitch on this lower pocket. Make sure you are stitching directly on the first stitch that was made so that it will be very neat. So that's basically it. So guys, if you place your hand inside this pocket, you'll notice that it's now properly secured. So this is the end of this tutorial. In our next class, we're going to be learning how to make the 3/4 pants. So if this is something you're interested in learning, make sure you turn on your notification bell. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit on the subscribe button. Thank you.